It's me, Mrs. Blumenberg. I hope everyone is doing well. I miss seeing your faces every day at school. I am here to read you a story. I'm going to read my favorite book to you. It is called Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. And I love this book because we all have bad days, bad times, bad moments, and that's okay. So while I'm reading, I want you to listen for the message in this book and ask yourself, why does Alexander always want to go to Australia? I don't know. So here we go. Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day by Judith Viorst. And I've had this book since I was a little girl, so some of the pages are falling out, so sorry if that happens. I'll do my best to pick them up. Okay? So here we go. I went to sleep with gum in my mouth, and now there's gum in my hair. And when I got out of bed this morning, I tripped on the skateboard, and by mistake, I dropped my sweater in the sink while the water was running, and I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. At breakfast, Anthony found a Corvette Stingray car kit in his breakfast cereal box, and Nick found a junior undercover agent code ring in his breakfast cereal box. But in my breakfast cereal box, all I found was breakfast cereal. I think I'll move to Australia. In the carpool, Mrs. Gibson let Becky have a seat by the window. Audrey and Elliot got seats by the window too. I said I was being scrunched. I said I was being smushed. I said if I don't get a seat by the window, I'm going to be car sick. No one even answered. I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. At school, Mrs. Dickens liked Paul's picture of the sailboat better than my picture of the invisible castle. At singing time, she said I sang too loud. At counting time, she said I left out 16. Who needs 16? I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. I could tell because Paul said I wasn't his best friend anymore. He said that Philip Parker was his best friend and that Albert Moyo was his next best friend and that I was only his third best friend. I hope you sit on a tack, I said to Paul. I hope the next time you get a double-decker strawberry ice cream cone, the ice cream part falls off the cone part and lands in Australia. There were 2 cupcakes in Philip Parker's lunch bag, and Albert Moyo got a Hershey bar with almonds, and Paul's mother gave him a piece of jelly roll that had little coconut sprinkles on the top. Guess whose mother forgot to put in dessert? It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. That's what it was, because after school, my mom took us all to the dentist, and Dr. Fields found a cavity just in me. Come back next week, and I'll fix it, said Dr. Fields. Next week, I said, I'm going to Australia. On the way downstairs, the elevator door closed on my foot. And while we were waiting for my mom to get the car, Anthony made me fall where it was muddy. And then when I started crying because of the mud, Nick said I was a crybaby. And while I was punching Nick for saying crybaby, my mom came back with the car and scolded me for being muddy and fighting. I am having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day, I told everybody. No one even answered. Not good, huh, Daisy? So then we went to the shoe store to buy some sneakers. Anthony chose white ones with blue stripes. Nick chose red ones with white stripes. I chose blue ones with red stripes, but the shoe man said, "We're all sold out." They made me buy plain old white ones, but they can't make me wear them. When we picked up my dad at his office, he said I couldn't play with his copying machine, but I forgot. He also said to watch out for the books on his desk, and I was careful as could be, except for my elbow. He also said don't fool around with his phone, but I think I called Australia. My dad said, please don't pick him up anymore. It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. There were lima beans for dinner, and I hate limas. There was kissing on TV, and I hate kissing. Ugh. My bath was too hot. I got soap in my eyes, my marble went down the drain, and I had to wear my railroad train pajamas. I hate my railroad train pajamas. Ugh. When I went to bed, Nick took back the pillow he said I could keep, and the Mickey Mouse nightlight burned out, and I bit my tongue. The cat wants to sleep with Anthony, not with me. It has been a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. My mom says some days are like that. Even in Australia. So, Alexander had a pretty bad day, and we all have those days. But we need to remember that every day is a new day, a fresh start, and it's a gift that we are given to make the best of. Okay? So, I asked you before, why do you think Alexander wanted to move to Australia? Well, I think it's hard to remember that everyone has bad days, not just you. And it happens no matter where you are. If you're in Idaho, India, Antarctica, anywhere, everybody has bad days. But it's up to us to take some deep breaths when we're having one of these days. Try to restart and try again. I don't think Alexander did a very good job of that. But we need to do that. And most importantly, we need to remember that good days and good times will come again. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed the book, and I hope you're doing well, and I hope to see you soon. Send me a message or an email, and I'd love to hear how you're doing. Okay? Thank you.